About time for another Coach Life. When you arise in the morning, give thanks for the morning light. Give thanks for your life and your strength. Give thanks for the joy of living. And if perchance you see no reason for giving thanks, rest assured the source is in yourself. Why I remember that from like second grade, I don't know, but I said it this morning. I said it yesterday. I've been saying it for years. It's part of my prayer routine, which I've been off for the last few months just with so much going on. You know, ever since my past, what was that, in August? September? It's August? 8, which one is 8? August, I think. Man, hasn't even been a year, but ever since my past, I just fell back into a loop of handling what I can handle. Because, you know, when you lose a loved one, you gotta, who's gonna do the funeral? Who's gonna do the, so you're mourning, but you're also doing all this stuff. It just so happened I was also starting another job and moving back to New York. So this year has been as dynamic as any year before. And I learned a lot, but what's kept me grounded is I've experienced certain things in life that aren't normal, which reminded me there's a higher power at play. Now, I've also come to this conclusion just observing the natural order of things. A seed producing a tree, producing a seed, which, I mean, that thing is damn near indestructible, and it evolves, and it survives, and it thrives, and it is regenerative. And it's not because we made it. Where'd it come from? How to get all these processes? Why is it so smart? You think a tree isn't smart? You think a seed isn't a genius? What are you talking about? Shows how smart you are. So yeah, the natural order of things I observed and saw, but then when I experienced, you know, my point in all this is the natural order, it allows for karma to play out. Truth comes to light inevitably because truth is real and everything else is just a layer of debris. Over time, stuff builds up, disguises the truth. Over time, manipulations, smoke and mirrors, fracture the truth and hijack it. But over time, truth comes to light. And I say all that to say, in America, we are experiencing truth coming to light, and powers, which shall remain nameless, because if I name it, I give it more power. It's not just one, but powers are doing their best to make sure that the truth doesn't come to light. Now, it trips me out how sometimes people make things so simple and then they also make it so difficult, and it's all about balance and perspective. But in rare moments where you have collective consciousness, like say George Floyd, right? The pandemic. So the pandemic, we had a collective consciousness. Everyone, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Well, somebody's lying, but 2 weeks to flatten the curve, we were collectively conscious and aware. All right, George Floyd, everybody was out in the streets. That's not the first time that a black man has been killed by anyone publicly. That's not the last time that it's happened. That's not even unique. That's pretty regular. So why was it that moment that everyone protested, hit the streets? Why? You think everyone would have protested and hit the streets if that happened to someone who wasn't black? So what do you think that does to people who aren't black when they think, hey, what about my struggle? Okay, so let's understand why that was so volatile. In lieu of getting to the truth, we created these magnificent band-aids which would fix everything. DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Everybody threw on their best. Oh, I'm gonna make myself into this coming out of the pandemic, or this is how I'm gonna. And so everyone who had no clue how to do the work, who's never done the work or barely did it or did it poorly for years, decided to take their shot at leadership or whatever it was, profiteering or whatever, and it just didn't work. So now we are in the wash of that. Ask yourself, who are the true leaders in the black community? Who's the Martin Luther King? Who's the Malcolm X? Who's the W.E.B. Du Bois? Who's the Marcus Garvey? Who's the Bayard Rustin? Who's the Fannie Lou? Who's the Rosa Parks? Where's the Black Wall Street? Tulsa. You know how many Black Wall Streets there were? See, y'all got me getting in my bag. I ain't want to do it this morning. I was peaceful. But sometimes, so this is good. This is a part of truth coming to light. Sometimes you have to say things so that you can process them collectively, right? So me and my who will watch this? Probably Sage. Shout out to Sage. Probably Coach. Shout out to ITM. Young C. Shout out to Young C. Who else gonna watch this? Baby James. Shout out to James. You know, that's who I build with in the morning. And you know, of course, I make these for me, but I try to be mindful of everyone who might see this, because at some point it's gonna be, you know, thousands of people, if not millions of people watching this video. It's inevitable, only because truth comes to light. And once you cut through all like, you'll see there's probably 3 people speaking truth to light right now. So, truth to light. Oh, here's the gem for today. If you didn't hear nothing, hear this. You have everything in you, just like a seed. You have everything in you to not only survive, to not only grow, but to thrive and to produce more seeds, and let those seeds produce more seeds innately. You don't have to do anything. Your perspective allows that, so long as you know, like by me saying it and by you thinking it and you saying it again to yourself, that's your momentum. That's where you're going. Your perspective allows it. Your momentum grants it. So you don't have to worry. As long as you're standing in your truth, connected to the source. If you're not planted in soil, it's not gonna work. If you're not getting proper sunlight, it's not gonna work. But if you're aligned with your divine order, you have nothing to worry about. Just keep being you. Of course, there's gonna be storms and people, you know, it is what it is. This is all, after all, 2023 America. We're gonna go through some things, but today should be the best day ever, simply because you know what you've been bestowed innately. As soon as you was born, before you was born. Seed producing seed. Joy producing joy. Love producing love. With a little bit of texture. All right. Coach Life. Ciao.